over and over and over again, at least 3 times. You want to talk about broken record or skipping CD or whatever you want to call it, or broken hard drive. I mean, talk about, you call them glitch.
Yeah, glitch. Go to glitch.com, Rubio glitch.com.
They kept asking him on Deface Nation, if Trump's, after all said and done, looks like Trump's going to win this thing. If Trump wins it, will you then support him? Over and over again, he kept repeating, well, I'm not going to go over hypotheticals, but he's not going to win. We expect him not to win. We know he's not going to win, and so I'm not going to sit here and talk about hypotheticals. He's like, yeah, well, you haven't won anything, and neither has anybody else. Trump's winning everything. Wouldn't you in a hypothetical? I mean, wouldn't you? No, I'm not saying that because he's not going to win. He kept on saying he's not going to win. Well, okay, Rubio, how do you expect him to win? How do you expect him not to win? What are you going to do to keep him from winning?
Okay, tell me how he's going to win. He's not going to win?
I just pulled a Bugs Bunny.
Tell me how you're not going to win.
Tell us how you plan on defeating him or somebody else defeating him. And he just was like, well, we're going to do the things, we're going to work hard, and we're going to end up winning the most delegates. And I was dumbfounded. He was totally delusional.
So this is why they call him Glitch. He was on the O'Reilly Factor with Bill O'Reilly.
Yeah.
This how
And only after we've secured our border, then we'll see what the American people are willing to support when it comes to someone who's...
Okay, every time you hear a beep, that's a repetitive, he's back in his glitch mode again. So every time it beeps, it glitches.
Okay.
Okay. So we'll start the glitch over again. Here comes glitch.
And only after we've secured our border, then we'll see what the American people are willing to support when it comes to someone who's been here for a long time. Because we'll see what the American people support.
Well, now, your vision, not the American people's vision. Your vision.
If we prove to the American people that illegal immigration is finally under control, I think the American people will respond in a very rational, reasonable, but responsible way about what do you do with someone that fits certain criteria.
In your mind.
Again, it depends on what the...
All right, but let me give you an example.
It depends on what the American people are willing to...
You let them stay? You give them American citizenship? What do you do with them?
Well, first of all, it depends on what the American people are willing to support, because we're not going to ram anything down their throat. But I'm going to give it to you, Bill. Okay, but hold on a second. Let me finish my statement. It does depend on what the American people will support. Here's what I've suggested in the past. In exchange for all of that, they can apply and receive a work permit, and that's all they're going to be allowed to have, a permit that allows them to work here and travel, and that's it. Okay. And that's all they'll be allowed to have for a very significant period of time. I think that's something the American people might be open to,
they
but only...
That's hilarious. That actually came out of his mouth.
Yeah, that was glitch at the very end.
It came out of his mouth.
He's like, okay, thank you for having on the show. We'll see you again. And he goes, he's like, I'm disconnecting from the internet.
Oh, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Yeah, that's what he should have said.
Okay, now let me.
Oh,
okay.
Wow.
What is different from glitch versus Trump? If I sat here on this show and every time Carrie asked me a question and I said capitalism will take care of that. No, you got to understand. Capitalism will take care of that. If we just implemented capitalism, we would be there. It would be better. That is different than what Glitch is doing.
He kept saying he wouldn't say. He was basically trying to say that my vision isn't important. It's the American people, and as president, I would just do what the American people want to do. That is actually
pandering. Pandering.
A populism, demagoguery.
Right.
It is demagoguery, and the problem with that is in a republic, you want to elect somebody who has a lot of your same visions and ideologies, and then they're going to make their decisions on your behalf.
Right.
And you hope that the people support you after you've made your decisions. This whole what the American people want to do, it's like, yeah, I have to commend Bill O'Reilly for recognizing,
sticking to it.
Well, you have to recognize the glitch, because without Bill O'Reilly quickly recognizing that, it might have been something that the average listener might find strange sounding. But he honed in right on the glitch.
I want to know what you want.
I identified the glitch, and let's hone in on that.
What is your idea, bro? Stop.
Can you use the word "I" when we were in boot camp in Marine Corps? I don't know what you did. In the Marine Corps, we were not allowed.
We would go to chow hall and finish our food real fast, so we'd go to the dessert tray.
You called it the chow hall?
No, I just said I get that.
You called it the restaurant.
We did. We called it the dining facility.
Okay, all right.
They had soda there too, Coca-Cola.
Oh, that was definitely not allowed. Yeah. But we were allowed juice, which is pretty much sugar water. But anyway, I digress. In boot camp, in Marine Corps boot camp, we were not allowed to ever use the word "I" unless it was referring to a body part. You could not.
My eye hurts.
Yeah, you could say my eye hurts. Right. You couldn't say. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. You couldn't say my eye hurt. You're not allowed to use the word my.
Oh.
You couldn't use the word I or my. You had to say.
What about me?
No, me, my, I. No first person pronouns referring to yourself at all.
What about Brian Smith?
Well,
if Brian Smith felt like doing that, Brian Smith would do that.
So third person.
Yeah.
It didn't have to be third person. It sort of. I guess it would be third person. When you refer to yourself, you're supposed to say this recruit.
Oh.
So if you need to go to the bathroom, you don't run up to the drill instructor and say, I need to use the bathroom. That would get you in so much trouble. First of all, we don't call it a bathroom, we call it a head.
Okay, this is back in the day. Nowadays it might be different.
Yeah, they got Mothers of America. Yeah. Totally, yeah. But anyway, you have to run up to the drill instructor and say, this recruit Smith requests permission to make a head call.
Okay.
If you want something to drink, this recruit Smith requests permission to get a drink. But you couldn't say I, and it's funny because he wouldn't say I, me, or my. He would say the American people.
Right.
Like, what about you?
The
American people just said that. The American people just said. He literally was programmed to. The hypnotist. The hypnotist. They say replace every time. Instead of saying the word Thursday.
Right.
You got to say, or instead of saying the word red, you got to say Thursday.
Right.
So it's like, what color is that? Thursday. Hypnotists do that.
So anytime the question, the answer involves I, me,
or my. I, me, or my.
Or even your name.
Okay. You got to say the
American people.
Interesting.
Breaking news.
Wow.
Smith Radio.
We decoded.
We cracked the code.
We hacked it.
We hacked the glitch. Oh, wow.
Awesome. So if you ever hear that, you can make sure they source some Smith Radio.
Right. So the final hack of the glitch going hack to front page article, not front page, but big, giant, bold article on Drudge. First off, will Rubio win one state? Will he even win one?
I don't see how. He doesn't need to. He's going to have the convention pick him.
The next one, right after, what is it? The debate. Drudge was like, Rubio the jokester.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah. Oh wait, we already played that soundbite, didn't we? Yeah.
No, he was reading off tweets of Trump at a campaign stop.
He didn't say joker. He said choker.
Drudge called Rubio a joker.
Okay, but he wasn't referring to Trump's calling him a choker.
No,
because originally it sounded like he said joker when he said choker.
Right.
Okay.
This has to do with Drudge capping. Man, these words are really getting my tongue twisted. I almost said, instead of capping, we said something else.
Okay.
No, this is about Drudge talking about what Rubio did right after the debate. And everything and all the fallout. This is what he did in front of his people. So listen.
You want to have a little fun? All right. What does Donald Trump do when things go wrong? He takes to Twitter. I have him right here. Let's read some. You'll have fun.
Pulls out his BlackBerry.
All right. Number one. Here's the first one. Lightweight Marco Rubio was working hard last night. This is true.
That he's a lightweight.
The problem is he is a chalker. And once a choker, always a choker.
Oh, he misspelled.
I guess that's what he meant to say.
He misspelled.
He spelled choker, C-H-O-K-E-R, choker. He called me Mr. Meltdown. Let me tell you something. Last night in the debate during one of the breaks, 2 of the breaks, he went backstage. He was having a meltdown. First, he had this little makeup thing applying like makeup around his mustache because he had one of those sweat mustaches. Then he asked for a full-length mirror. I don't know why, because the podium goes up to here, but he wanted a full-length mirror. Maybe to make sure his pants weren't wet. I don't know. Then...
Hey, that was a good one. That was a good one.
Then I see him pacing back and forth, and then he's huddled in the corner talking to somebody. He's like waving his arms up and down, and the person's trying to calm him down. So, anyway. But I'm a chalker. All right. Next tweet. Leet weight chalker Marco Rubio looks like a little boy on stage, not presidential material. He meant to say lightweight, but he spelled it Leight. So he got that wrong. Looks like a little boy on stage. It's not that I look like a little boy. I wouldn't even be the youngest president, but he would be the oldest president ever elected. And it's like an 8-year term, so you start to worry. All right. Last one. Wow, every poll said I won the debate last night. No, this was him about himself, okay?
Yeah, he had to correct the audience because the audience got excited that he won every poll. No. I'm talking about... Not me.
Maybe they were Trump supporters.
Maybe.
Honer. I think he meant to say great honor. I don't know how he got that wrong because the E and the O were nowhere near each other on the keyboard. Great honer. All right. So, here's what that's what I'm thinking. So how does this guy, not in 1 tweet, 3 tweets misspell words so badly? And I only reached 2 conclusions. Number 1, that's how they spell those words at the Wharton School of Business where he went. Or number 2, just like Trump Tower, he must have hired a foreign worker to do his own tweets.
Okay, media ran with this too. Trump is now officially a master troller.
Uh-oh, what happened?
This was a troll to all of them. He knew that they were reading his tweets. He knew that they were going after his tweets and watching them. And so he trolled them on purpose. And he, at the very end of all of that, he said, once a chalker, always a chalker, don't be a choker. Like he spelled it correctly. He did it correctly, incorrectly.
I don't know.
They're calling him master troller.
Because, and I will, in Trump's defense, I will tell you this. I have been following Trump's tweets for months and months.
How often does he misspell words?
He doesn't misspell words.
I know. That's why this is the troll.
That is
and
definitely...
he got all of them. Matt Drudge called it out.
Really?
Yes. Drudge called it out and said, this is classic because all the media was all over. Oh, look at Trump. He's so stupid. Look, he can't even spell. And then at the very end of it all, he spelled correct, and incorrect as a nomenclature to make fun of him. Like, see, y'all.
I guess. But yeah, I mean, he ended up having a whole monologue about it. It's true. Rubio had a whole monologue about it. It made him look good, though, and I don't think that's a good thing for Trump to be doing something, to troll somebody and give them ammunition to make them look good. That's probably not a good idea.
My wife heard that from Rubio, and she was really turned off.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was his finest hour. Seriously.
She's like, that's so petty. That's so petty.
Okay, so you're saying, interesting you say that, because when Trump gets petty, does she say the same thing about Trump? Because you know he gets petty.
Oh, he does. But he doesn't get petty like that. That's juvenile.
I talked to a perfectly strange stranger today.
You better hurry up.
Oh, and he said that he was going, his first choice for the primary is Trump.
Okay.
He said, man, he's got to lighten up and cool out at these debates. So
yeah, maybe so. All right, folks, fastest 3 hours on Sunday you will spend anywhere. Follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, iHeartRadio. We're all over the place.
For you.
with unfathomable power.
What kind of power?
Unfathomable. It's without fathom.